Good evening, Shabbat Shalom. I'm Rebecca Barancic, filling in for Rabbi Morrison while she's away. I thought maybe it was the week that we read from Noah, but I'm glad you all managed to make it here through the rain, and I'm hopeful that we have lots of people also joining us online who couldn't brave the rain or are not nearby. So welcome to everybody. I'm delighted to be here with Joyce Liu on the piano and Nina Greenberg on vocals. We're all very fortunate to have you both here this evening. I also want to thank Jan Miller for welcoming us at the door. There she is. In case she missed you, she can greet you now. And I think I saw both Steve and David, who are handing out books, so thanks to them. And of course, give a big shout out and thank you to the officer who's keeping us safe in our sanctuary this evening. Can I also say thank you to Allison? I saw you somewhere. There she is. Allison Fowler is here as a congregant this evening, but we really couldn't do Shabbat services without all of the support she offers to us. So thank you for being here. And I know also Gary Thompson is here as our official staff member. Wow, I just got louder. Is that too loud? Okay. Terrific. In that case, let's turn to page 10 for Hine Ma Tov to think about how great it is that we're all here together on this rainy evening. Page 10.
Sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day.
I'd next like to call any birthdays from June up to the Bima Nina, and anyone else to light the candles with us on page 2. Any other June birthdays like to come up, Jackie? And I don't know when anyone else's birthdays are. Let me think. Gideon is May. Scott is May. Dahlia, I can't remember. Anyone else? Wonderful. Thank you for joining us, Jackie and Nina.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehat likneh Shall shel Shabbat.
Thank you. You may be seated. Wonderful. Let's all, and happy birthday, both Jackie and Nina. We got the beginning of the month, the end of the month, and anyone else who is too shy, we also wish you a happy birthday. Yom Huledet Sameach. Let's turn to page 5 for the Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinhilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom tehillah lemikrahe kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim kivanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodeshecha ve'ahava uvratzon hinhaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen.
We'll turn now to page 20 for Lakadodi as we welcome the Sabbath bride into our sanctuary, hoping she is not deterred by the weather. We'll sing verses 1, 2, and 9 together, and when we get to verse 9, we'll stand up and face the door if that is your custom.
Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur Hishmi'anu el hamichad Adonai echad u'shmo echad Hashem u'tiferet beli tehillah Echad dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabela. Echad dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabela. Likrat Shabbat lehu v'neilha ki hi mekor habaracha merosh mekedem nesuha sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tehillah. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret ba'ala
let's remain standing, and we'll turn to page 26 for the Chetzi Kaddish.
Yitkadash Shemei Rabbah Ve'almad Yivrach Hirtei Ve'amlich Malchutei B'chayechon u'b'yomechon Uv'chayei dochot Beit Yisrael Ba'gala U'vizman kariv Ve'yemru Amen Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevorak Le'olam O'omei Almaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitroman V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalah Shemei Dekudesha Brichu Le'ilam Im Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushvechata v'nechemata Damin ram be'alma Ve'yimru Amen.
We remain standing for the Baruch Hu, our call to worship. That's on page 28. In honor of Pride Month, I took a selection from the Mishkan Gavah, which is the Sidur, the prayer book that is used during Pride Month in some congregations. And so the interpretation for the Ma'ariv Aravim, which is on page 30, we will read together instead what is called the Twilight People. It's on the inside bottom of your handout. I think this is a beautiful interpretation. Let's all read it together. As the sun sinks and the colors of the day turn, we offer a blessing for the twilight. For twilight is neither day nor night, but in between. All of us are all twilight people. We can never be fully labeled or defined. All of us have many identities and loves, many genders and none. All of us are in between roles at the intersection of histories. All of us are crisscrossed paths of memory and destination, streaks of light swirled together. We are neither day nor night. We are both, neither, and all. May the sacred in-between of this evening suspend our certainties, soften our judgments, and widen our vision. May this in-between light illuminate our way to the God who transcends all categories and definitions. May the in-between people who have come to pray be lifted up into this twilight. We cannot always define. We can always say a blessing. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, hayotzer et hadimdumim. Blessed are you, God of all, who brings on the twilight. Amen. We have this ongoing question of, do you stand for the Shema? Do you sit for the Shema? And my answer has always been, if you're sitting when the Shema begins, you remain sitting. If you happen to already be standing, you remain standing. But I know some of you like to rise. This is all a long way of saying we're turning to page 34 for the Shema. If it is your custom to rise, I invite you to do so right now with great pride. Page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shekivot Mahuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
You may be seated as we turn to page 36 for the V'ahavta. Oh, am I singing the V'ahavta? I'm doing the V'ahavta. Let's do it, everybody. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinatan levanecha v'dibarta ba'am b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kadoshim le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hoseti etchem mi'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet. Let's turn to page 39 and read together at the top of the page. I think as we head into all of our fun Pride activities this coming weekend, which you'll hear more about later, you'll realize this is a very appropriate reading. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught forever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there's no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Micha Mocha is on page 40.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai?
to page 42 for the Hashkivenu. We'll think about this prayer as you can see at the very end, praying for a shelter of peace. So let's all sing this one as fervently as possible. Page 42. Beautiful, thank you. As we prepare for our central prayer of the tefillah, we will turn first to page 45 for Eternity Utters a Day, and then we'll turn the page and be at our tefillah. Page 45. To rise. Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagit Tefillah. join us on page 48.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imoteinu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot Umevi Geula Livnei V'Nehem L'man Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mekayeh HaKol Atah Rav Le'Oshia Morid Hatah Mechakel Chaim Bechesed Mekayeh HaKol Berakamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofei Holim Umatir Asurim Umekayeh Memunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Ba'al Yevurot Umido Mehelach Melech Memit Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman atah l'chayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mekayeh ha'akol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh U'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalu ha'sela Baruch atah Adonai ha'el ha'kadosh.
You may be seated. Oops, I didn't turn that off, sorry. Let's turn to page 57 and read together in the middle of the page. Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer, wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands. You are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. We now come to the section of our service where we think about what we are grateful for. Do people like when we go around with a microphone, or you prefer to shout it out and have me repeat for our friends on the Bima online? This is a democracy. Anyone have a preference? I'll repeat. Okay, in that case, what are you thankful for? Lovely. We all join Judy in being grateful for Nina and Joyce making beautiful and holy music this evening. Anyone else care to share? Yes, Shelley. Oh, thank goodness. Shelley is grateful that her significant other got the exam and found out he needed a stent. So we wish him good health. Anyone else? Yes, Steve.
I'm grateful that we got to see our 14-year-old granddaughter turn 15 and our 18-year-old granddaughter graduate from high school. And grateful that we got to have breakfast with your dad and Stefan.
Me too. Steve is grateful. He just came back from Brunswick, Maine, I happen to know. Got to see one granddaughter turn 15 and the other one graduate from high school. And he and Jackie had breakfast with my dad and stepmom, which made me feel good, like the world's not so big after all. Anyone else? Well, I'll just say I'm so grateful to be here with all of you. I always joke, give me a mic, and I'm always happy. But I love to be with all of you, and I'm grateful that Rabbi Morrison trusts me enough to maintain the bima while she's away. With all of that gratitude, let's sanctify it with the prayer you can find really anywhere on page 59, the Hebrew prayer. Page 59. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha ucha na'eh lehodot. And we turn to the next page, to page 60 for Shalom Rav. Let's turn to page 253 as we come upon our prayers for healing. We think about those who are in need of a little extra prayer this Shabbat, whether it is our loved ones or those who are caring for others in need of healing. I'll read for you the list of those who we know about at Temple, and then invite you to share names of those you're thinking of this Shabbat. Within our TBE family, we're thinking of Sarah Gastman, Terry Gilner, Zvi Dov Ben Binyamin Vishendel, and we're also keeping these loved ones in prayer: Jordana Fuller, Goran Kitchik, Stan Silverberg, Marcia Turkin, and Matthew Sternberg Yee. If there are others whose names you would like to say aloud, please feel free to do so at this time. We'll start on this side. Say their names out loud, partly so that we can support one another, to say, oh, she has a loved one who needs help, and also to know that there are some in our community we should give a call to. And of course, there's the prayerful part of it as well. Page 253. take a few moments for silent prayer. You can either use the words and meditations in the prayer book or just find those prayers within your heart. When we come back, we'll be on page 62. How much do you concern yourself with what other people think about you? For most of us, we care at least a little bit. Of course, your answer should be, it depends, since context matters. Are we trying to make some sort of impression on a would-be partner, a boss, a Friday night congregation? Those seem like valid times to be concerned. And what aspects are we worrying about? Our intellect, our appearance, our dance moves? There are times when we truly don't care what others think about us, and wow, those are freeing times. I think about my mom, who was a very free spirit in that way. In her 60s, she was excited to sign up for an adult education class called Dare to be Different. She was the only one who dared, so they had to cancel the class. In her very suburban, middle-class New England neighborhood, she painted her door and shutters bright purple. A few years ago, we decided to do the same in her memory. But most of us, much of the time, do behave in ways that reflect our concern for what others think about us. While we have to behave according to some social norms in order to keep society running smoothly, too much worry stunts our growth. We see this very clearly in this week's Torah portion, Shlach Lecha, to the detriment of an entire generation of Israelites. This is the section of the Torah with the 12 spies. The Israelites are close to the promised land, and Moses sends 12 scouts into the land to see what it's like. He asks them to find out what's the agricultural situation, who are the inhabitants, and how hard will it be to conquer the land. 10 of the spies returned, saying that while the land does indeed flow with milk and honey, the people who live there are giants with fortified cities that will be impossible for the Israelites to conquer. These 10 men say, "We were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sights." Needless to say, these words frightened the bulk of the Israelite community, who begin to wail that they should have never left Egypt, how great it was in Egypt, all that. Only 2 of the 12 spies had a different take on their scouting trip. Joshua and Caleb tried to tell the community that God will take care of them and they have nothing to worry about. They are not only ignored, the others try to stone them for saying this. What I want to focus on here are those words from the 10 spies. We were like grasshoppers to them. Presumably, these men haven't even communicated with the inhabitants of the land. Yet they declare they know what the locals are thinking about them. See, even then, people assume they know how others are judging them. So much so that the Israelites lose both their faith in the God who brought them out of Egypt, as well as losing their courage to enter the promised land. In fact, as punishment for that doubt, God forces them to continue to wander in the desert for 40 years until the entire generation of former slaves has died out. Why do the Israelites care so much about what others think about them? And why are they so sure that they're thought of as weak little insects? Perhaps it's precisely because they are former slaves that they hold themselves in such low self-esteem. So low that they can't imagine anyone would view them any better. Think about the times you've said you don't care what others think about you. I bet there were times when you were feeling pretty self-confident, assured of your inner, if not your outer strength. Where did that strength come from? Maybe your faith in a higher power. Maybe your ever-loving parent who imbued you with confidence. Maybe your own training or preparation. Maybe your strongly held convictions. Or some combination of these. Of course, we don't all have the benefit of a rate my professor to know how close our desired reputation is to the truth. And I don't look at my rate my professor, if you're wondering. But in that absence, we can only hope we all behave in ways that correspond with our desired reputation. I think that's why I love when we sing Yihiyu L'Ratzon, because we hope that what we say is consistent with what we feel. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, right? We want to have that internal consistency. A final thought on reputation in these days of heightened anti-Semitism. I don't know about you, but I've always felt like I have to represent. For example, I let my USF students know I'm Jewish, and I try to show fairness and kindness. Not that I wouldn't be fair and kind anyway, but I hope that they link that to my Jewish identity. Of course, we are not the only fill-in-the-blank group that walks around the world this way. And many people don't get to pick and choose when they want to express their race or their ethnicity or other identity. Still, I feel like now more than ever, I do care what others think about me as a Jew. Like many of you, I proudly wear my Jewishness on my sleeve and on my necklace and probably on my face and my crazy hair. And I hope at the same time I might show the rest of the world that we, just like they, are all B'Tselem Elohim, all created in the image of God. Kain Yehi Ratzon, may that be God's will. Shabbat Shalom. There is a special column in this week's Jewish Press that you might want to read related to that, written by someone that I'm related to by marriage, but you'll have to figure that out for yourself. We'll now come to our concluding prayer, starting with the Aleinu on page 282. I invite you all to rise. David will help us open the ark. Thank you. Page 282.
Alenu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'ateit gedula le'yotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kamishpachot hadama, shelo sam chalkenu kahem, v'goralenu kechohamonam, va'anaknu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני Ushemo, Ushemo, Ushemo Echad.
You may be seated. We come now to the mitzvah of memory as we think of those loved ones we've lost in recent days or in this season and past years. We'll be on page 294 in a moment, and I'll read for you the list of those we know about in our congregation whose yahrzeits, whose anniversaries of their passing are this Shabbat, and then invite you also to say the names of your loved ones afterward. If you're comfortable and would like to rise when you hear your loved one's name, please feel comfortable to do that. This week we are remembering Michelle Archambault Lahav, George Dickman, Shelley Disson, Carol Drattle, Michael Goldner, Toby Greenberg, Florence Handler, Jack Herman, Sandel Kirschner, Hannah Krasner, Mickey Kurtz, Philip Lerner, Louis Levinson, Max Mazer, Charlotte Mount, Benjamin Newman, Elias Peppert, Jill Allison Rosenbluth, Alvin Silverman, Ann Simmons, Michael Simon, Jacob Siskovich, Frank Will, and Betty Winkle. If there are others you're thinking of, I invite you to say their names starting on this side of the congregation. Zichrona livracha, may their memories all be for a blessing, and may they leave us with many funny stories like my mom did. Let's all rise as one community, supporting one another on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, b'yalma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chaye chon uv'yomei chon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mavarach Leolam Ulamei Almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei Dekudusha Barichu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata. Damiram v'yalma v'imru amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru Amen. Osei Shalom B'imramam, Yasei Shalom, Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru Amen. You may be seated. It is next my honor to call up Dalia Barancik, who will read the announcements for us. And she will probably tell you to get this handy, so get this handy.
Good evening and Shabbat Shalom. My name is Dahlia Barancic. I'd like to first thank Joyce and Nina for their beautiful music, like always. Also, thanks to my mom for leading the service while Rabbi is away. Please look at your Shabbat bulletin for tonight's announcements. You could see that the women's group is meeting on Tuesday afternoon, and the book club meets on Wednesday morning. Then get ready as Temple Beth-El celebrates Pride Month. On Thursday, we'll have a float decorating party here at Temple. You could see Ann Platt or Nancy Stein for details on that. On Saturday, we'll march in the St. Pete Pride Parade together. And on Sunday, please visit or volunteer at our booth during the Pride Street Fair on Central Ave. Ann, Nancy, or Ted or Bruce can give you more information and show your pride. Thanks to all of them for organizing this community effort. Once again, Shabbat Shalom and have a great evening.
Thank you, Dahlia. Thank you. I understand there will also be pizza on Thursday night then pizza. I know that's why we're going, but no. Okay, thank you. And there is Anne if you want to get more information from her. And of course, Ted and Bruce are right here if you want to get information from them. So let's all show up and show our support. We will say the Motzi together, and after that, we will sing Am Yisrael Chai. So we'll sing the Motzi together.
You want everybody rise? Should we have everybody rise? Okay, let's all stand up, okay? Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, Shabbat Shalom. Amen, amen, Am Israel High, amen, amen, Am Israel High, amen, amen, Am Israel High, amen, amen, Am Israel High. Oh, Javinu High, oh, Javinu High. Yavinu High, oh, Yavinu High, amen, amen, Am Israel 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 High. Shabbat Shalom.